Good morning, Janelle. I see you. Good morning, Rebecca. Oh, I hope everybody had a great weekend. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. For those of you joining us live, go ahead and say good morning and hello. For those of you joining us on the replay, put hashtag replay and any comments or takeaways that you may have. And for those of you joining for the very first time, I'm Dr. Disha Phillip. I'm a cardiologist who deals with all matters of the heart and founder of the Path to Meditation Mastery and the Meditation for Female Physician group. And good morning, there's Amy. And I like to meet here. We like to meet here Monday through Friday, 7 to 7:30, just to have a little healthy breakfast for our souls, just like our bodies need breakfast, a healthy breakfast, unless you're doing intermittent fasting, but that's okay. That's also healthy for you. Our souls do too. And so it's so important that instead of waking up, looking at the headlines, looking at all the awful stuff that's going on in the drama of life in the world, which is what the media does, this is an alternative to have some positivity in your life and to remind yourself of who you really are. So I was just going through the messages for over the weekend. I've been on call all weekend, and it's been quite interesting, actually. Very, very interesting. I have lots of interesting patients and learning a lot from them. Just when I'm like ready to say, that's it, I'm done with the hospital, blah, blah, blah. This is too much, right? I'm like, oh, actually, this is actually kind of interesting. I'm not quite ready to give it up yet. But these messages from this weekend are really good. So July 31st, I'm going to give you yesterday's. Yesterday's was my husband's birthday. So July 31st is a good one. The mind that rests only on the surface of things will be tossed about in every storm. Let me dive deep to where peace can always be found. So I give a intro to meditation talk. And so obviously for those of you in the female physician group who have joined, you've joined because, I made it pretty clear it's meditation for female physicians. So maybe many of you have had exposure to meditation. Maybe you haven't. Maybe you just want, meditation sounds like peace to you. But one of the ways we describe meditation, this is kind of like an intro. This message for the day kind of emphasizes, which is the nature of our thoughts. So many people get annoyed because they're like, I can't stop my mind. I can't stop thinking, right? The nature of our thoughts, I used to live in Duluth, Minnesota, and Lake Superior literally looked like an ocean. And because Duluth is right at the tip of Lake Superior. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I would look at, and my view from my office window was the lake, but it looked like an ocean, like I said. And it had its own personality. And there were days when the lake was totally calm and clear. But then there were days when there was a lot of storminess in it. And so you could see the changes of the colors of the lake and the waves on the top. Okay. And this is kind of the nature of our mind. This is like the metaphor we like to use, where, when the mind rests only on the surface, right, we get tossed around in every storm. But what we do in meditation, right, I teach primordial sound meditation, where you get a personalized mantra based on the date, time, and place of your birth, which is very personal and intimate to you. The mantra is a vehicle for our mind, and it helps us dive deep underneath those waves to where peace can always be found. So if you dive deep, 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 deep to the bottom there, that choppiness of the surface is not there. It's still. And you know how else? So last night, it was pretty awesome. I was able to get out of work and we went to my sister's house to celebrate my husband's birthday. And she's got a pool. It's awesome because she keeps it like bathwater temperature. And we've discovered goggles, and my kids use like these snorkeling goggles that like cover your nose and your face, right? So it's really awesome. So you can dive deep down into the pool and you can look up and you can see the surface, but it looks very, very still. But there's this calm that you feel when you go down, and you can see everybody's legs, or maybe my girls love to like go down and give me a high five or a hello or a peace sign or whatever. When you get down into the water, there's like this peace, there's this quiet. And so that peace, that calm exists for all of us, every single one of us. And the thing is, we didn't know for so long. And we've been resting on the surface of the mind and been tossed around in every storm. And that's why we feel so discombobulated out there, right? Going from here to here to here, oh, what's going on, right? Just trying to grasp onto every buoy, every noodle that we can. But really, when we meditate, we are getting back in touch with that peaceful, that restful awareness that's really there. We just have to do it. So I hope that's helpful, because especially for those of you starting out, like thinking, oh, I can't do this, why should I do this? You can do it because it's your natural nature to have that. You've just been floating on top all this time. So August 1st, to feel renewed, take a spiritual holiday, not away from life, but inside yourself. Away from the obvious. I love that. To feel renewed, take a spiritual holiday, not away from life, but inside yourself, away from the obvious. So when we sit and when we intentionally take time to meditate, we get to take that spiritual holiday. And you don't have to fly anywhere. You don't have to go anywhere. You can do it wherever. You know, busy airports are like one of my favorite places to do it. But even if, I know when we were living in our apartment a couple of years ago, my car parking lot of your car's, parked in the parking lot of the doctor's lot, right? You can go sit there for 20 minutes. Anywhere you can take your spiritual holiday. Alrighty. July. Let's see. We'll do July 31st. Asking it is given. Then we'll do August 1st. So this is July 31st. In the rampage of appreciation process, you actually set your vibrational frequency to one of allowing what you have asked for into your experience. You have been asking in every day of your experience, and Source has answered without exception. And now, in your mode of appreciation, you are in the practice of receiving. You are now engaging in the last step in the process of creation. You are letting it in. So I'm going to give you a dramatic example of this. So over the weekend, I told you I've been on call. We had an amazing story. My physician sisters will appreciate this. Everybody will appreciate this. So this lady comes in. She had a stress heart attack. We thought she had a stress heart attack, but which means when we say that, what we mean is that, it looks like they're having a heart attack, but then when we go in and look at their arteries, there aren't any blockages. So sometimes we're like, oh, this is probably that. But anyways, she was suffering and we're like, okay, well, we need to go in and look. And as she's waiting to go in to her procedure, she collapses. She has sudden cardiac arrest. And I don't know if I've told you guys this, or I apologize if I have, but this has been such a profound thing. And so she goes to the bathroom, boom, cracks her head on the sink, and she goes into a complete sudden cardiac arrest, sudden cardiac death. This is what we call it. CPR starts, get her back, get her in the cath lab. She's got this huge blockage. We call it the Widowmaker. And she survives. Incredible. Ask and it is given. So I get to see her the next day and I walk in, and I always do this with any patient that I see who has died and come back to life, essentially. And I walk in and I shake their hand and I say, oh my goodness, thank you so much for being here, because I am honored to shake your hand, because you are a freaking miracle and the world is a better place with you in it. Clearly, that is the message. You have important work to do here. And, some people start crying and whatever. And she says, and she's like, I don't even know what happened. And I just, she's a woman of deep faith, deep spirituality. And she was saying how, so we were talking and I was like, do you have a family? Da, da, da. And she said, no, she's like, no, I'm wonderfully independently free. That's what she said. And I was like, that's awesome. I was like, how did you know? Like, have you always wanted to be this way? Or, did you not feel like you wanted to get married or not have a roommate or a companion or whatever? And she goes, I used to date people, but all these guys, they always wanted to change me. And I didn't want a part of that. I was fine the way I was. And I was like, oh, hello, good morning, Facebook user. Finally, you're live. Awesome to have you here. And we love to have you here live. We love to have you on the replay, but this is fantastic. And so I found that so profound that she was like, no, all these people wanted to change me. And I knew that this isn't what I really wanted. And I said, how did you know at such a young age that you were worthy, that you were perfect the way you were, that you didn't need to be any different to please anyone else? Right? I was like, that's huge. I wish every teenage girl and every 20-year-old girl out there, I know I wasn't like that. I always thought I had to contort myself into this or that, to make somebody love me. Why? Right? So I just found that so profound, and something that I would love to impart on my own daughters, that they don't need to be any different to make someone else happy, because you are worthy, you are whole, you are pure love exactly the way you are. And that we are not these bodies. We are the light that shines through our eyes. We are the soul. And it's beautiful conversations with this wonderful soul who clearly is meant to be here. August 1st, ask and it is given. Once you become oriented toward looking for things to appreciate. So needless to say, this lady was like, Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful. Meanwhile, she could barely breathe because all her ribs are broken from the CPR. Poor lady. And she's like, I'm laughing, but it's not funny. But it is like, it's kind of like, well, beats death, right? Yeah, I'll take some broken ribs. Yeah, I'll take a little bit of pain. And it's just awesome. So she's so grateful, right? So once you become oriented toward looking for things to appreciate, hello, appreciation, you will find that your day will be filled with such things. Your thoughts and feelings of appreciation will flow from you naturally. And often, while in the midst of a genuine feeling of appreciation for someone or something, you will feel ripples of thrill bumps. Those sensations are confirming your alignment with your source. Woo-hoo! It's awesome. So we can practice this. We need to remember this, right? Every second that you can. What can I appreciate in this moment? What can I appreciate in this moment? Sometimes, we really feel crappy and we're like, we really don't want to feel like this. Okay, fine. What can I appreciate in this moment? How can I flood myself? Have that rampage of appreciation to change the vibration, right? And make that the habit instead of this sucks, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks, which has become a habit. Why can't we? Why don't we create the habit of the rampage of appreciation? Let that be the habit. The next thing you know, a year from now, when you've been practicing this, different life, completely different life. And many of us here, Amy, Rebecca, Janelle, we can all say that. All right, I'm going to give you a part of love card because it's been a little while. Let's do it. I'm giving you so much stuff. We talk about so many things these mornings, right? But you just pick one takeaway, one little nugget that speaks to you, and carry it with you through the day. That's why I ask each and every one of you, Janelle, Rebecca, Amy, and my Facebook user, put the takeaway in the comments, your little nugget that you're going to stick with for today and really focus on. Just something, anything. It's in these little nuggets that your life changes, that you transform yourself and the world around you. Literally, it doesn't take humongous action. It's just little. It's in the little moments. Let's see what we need to hear today. How perfect is this? Peacefulness. I don't think I've ever picked this card. You recognize that balance, kindness, and love bring calmness to your soul. Let's see. This is awesome. I can't believe. It's amazing how these come together. It's what happens in the law of attraction. You recognize that balance, kindness, and love bring calmness to your soul. It's a sad irony of life that humans can only appreciate the quality of a peaceful existence by experiencing moments of comparative turmoil and conflict, right? The ripples on the top of the ocean, right? Or lake. Peace. Just as you most value health after an illness, so do you feel most grateful for peace once you have encountered strife. But discord is something that you can learn to avoid. Lucky is the soul who learns this lesson quickly. Confrontation and conflict are not the energy. Feeling thankful. Yes, that's just how I was created. Always supposed to be. You bet, girl. You betcha. Yes, I love them. Keeping that up. So confrontation and conflict are not the energy of spirit. Most people in our world are reactors, especially when they are the recipients of any negativity. They align more with an eye for an eye than turn the other cheek. Unfortunately, they don't realize that this is the worst possible response they could mount. A punitive reaction instantly forces the brain into survival mode, and hormones and chemicals of self-preservation are released into the body, which attempts to rid itself of the foreign invader who broke through the calm of its normal environment. The intensity takes a toll on the mind and body, eventually bringing about a state of dis-ease. This is why it is imperative that you make it a vital part of your daily ritual to return to a state of peaceful bliss and harmony as often as possible. The spiritual holiday. Entering the zone of awareness automatically quiets and resets your brain. If this card often appears in your spreads, it would be wise to stick to a meditative schedule daily. I have picked this card before. So perfect. So perfect. Hello. The message is there as we start August 1st. New beginnings. Let's stick to a meditative schedule daily. Now, for those of you watching who have missed signing up for the Path to Meditation Mastery, you can reach out to me and we can talk about it. Let's get this show on the road, huh? How much longer are you going to sit on the surface fending for the noodle, the life raft, right? Let's get this party of peace started, okay? So let's go ahead and get a little bit of that, get a taste right now. Close your eyes wherever you are sitting. Visualize your heart in the center of your chest with 2 nostrils, one in the right ventricle, one on the left. And let's go ahead and take a 4-count deep breath into your heart, hold it, and then breathe out for 8 counts. And as we're doing this, let's really make an earnest effort to conjure up those feelings of love, joy, appreciation. Just think of all the things that you're appreciating while we do this, okay? So let's take a deep breath into our hearts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathe in. 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And breathe normally. And we're going to go ahead and ask ourselves the 4 soul questions. You can do a whole meditation just on any of them, but we're going to go through them. Question 1, who am I? Who am I? Just be. Second question, what do I want? What is my deepest desire? allow anything at all to come to you in the form of a sensation, image, feeling, or thought. Third question. What is my purpose? How can I serve myself and others? Fourth question. What am I grateful for? What am I grateful for? And rest. Rest in existence. Rest in consciousness. Rest in awareness. Just rest. And as we rest, I'll pronounce 4 intentions. Just repeat them silently and release them into being. Joyful, energetic body. Joyful, energetic body. Loving, compassionate heart. Loving, compassionate heart. Reflective, alert mind. Reflective, alert mind. And lightness of being. Lightness of being. Continue to rest. And when you're ready, you can slowly wiggle your fingers and toes, flutter open your eyes, give yourself a big stretch. Bring your palms together to your heart center and give yourself a little bow of gratitude for bringing yourself here today to charge up to remind yourself of your truth, that you can take a spiritual holiday whenever you want, because you are a spiritual being. From this place, let's give a blast of love and light energy out to all of our family, our friends, our community, our city, our state, our country, to all the countries on this planet, to every single brother and sister soul on this planet. And then from there, we can give a blast of that energy out into the universe. And then from there, it gets boomeranged right back to us. I'll say namaste. The divine light in me sees and honors the divine light in you. Please, everyone, make sure, I guess you guys are the ones who show up. Make sure you're turning on your notifications so you get the reminders to show up. Facebook's kind of wonky, but please put your takeaways in the comments below. And if you are watching on YouTube, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and share. And I will see you back here tomorrow morning. Sending you so much love. Mwah.